We won't be eating snakes. Well, Chef Mokgadi Itsweng believes many of us should cut down on our meat intake. She's encouraging a more plant-based diet. Chef Mokgadi is in studio with me, and according to her, this is how you should look. You should have your food plated. There's so many veggies here. I'm so surprised. And it all smells so good, because I was saying to you earlier, it smells so good.
Yes.
Tell us why you think veggies are the way forward.
Well, it's not that I think veggies are the way forward. There's a science behind it. The Eat Lancet report, which was launched in February this year, they went and did a study, and they found that our demand for certain foods have actually put the planet in jeopardy. Yeah. So it's not even about whether you should be eating more plant-based stuff or not. That's what is required of us, for us to change what's happening in the, with our environment and everything. So the plate, which is a pop-up event that we do, is to show people that you can have a more plant-based food, and can have a more plant-based meals without foregoing the flavor. Because people will tell you, oh no, I can't live without meat, I can't, but you actually can. So the Eat Lancet report, they came up with what they call the planetary plate, and the planetary plate says that you must eat 50% of your, like half of your plate must be veg and fruit and herbs and all these yummy things, and then the other then 30% of that, the next 30% must be of grains, must be made up of grains, and those grains are whole grains. So not pap, not so whole grains like sorghum, which is this one here. And sorghum is actually one of those ancient African grains. So it grows naturally here. It's perfect for people with diabetes. It is packed with nutrients, and it's actually better for you. It's even better in terms of fiber, like the good doctor said earlier. Yes.
So it's a change of mindset, because you break down the plate for us, but the reality is people have 50 to 60% of meat.
Of course.
And then the rest is a little bit of salad or veg or whatever. So how do we change mindsets? And I'm guessing that's through your taste buds.
Yes, through your taste buds. Everything starts and ends there. I mean, if it's, I don't care how awesome the plant-based diet looks, but if it doesn't taste good, it's not sustainable. So the whole idea with the planetary plate is what's sustainable for humans and for the earth. So getting more veggies is sustainable, but also making it interesting and yummy and delicious, so people will eat it. Because you don't want a situation where people feel like they're being deprived, which is why plant-based is more, we speak more of plant-based instead of vegan. Because people, when they hear vegan, they're like, oh no, I'm not even trying that. I'm not even going there. What all it is you're just not eating anything with meat or animal protein in it. So you're not eating eggs, you're not eating milk, but you can still have that life, and it's delicious and it's yummy. So it's just changing the way, even the wording. It's just changing that, because you don't want words that actually elicit fear. You want people to be more accepting, because all it is just eat more veg.
Now, a word that will stop me from eating veg is bland, because that's what's associated when it comes to vegetables. Mainly because people try to make it as healthy as possible. They don't want to add anything that would, be harmful or fattening to veg. So how would you make spinach, for instance? So,
for instance, what we're using is we use for spinach, instead of just the normal spinach, which you've got the spinach here, which is the multicolored spinach. You also just find different varieties of spinach, not the same old, just to add interesting textures into your life. So with our spinach here, and this is we used pumpkin leaves, because pumpkin leaves have actually been found that they're sustainable because they don't add pressure onto the earth. So they're easy to grow, they're easy to eat. Things like amaranth, which is tepe. When I grew up eating, my grandmother used to make, this is the traditional morojo that we all grew up eating. It's amaranth. I found out that the English word for it is amaranth. So what we did is we mixed the amaranth and the leaves. You can also, if you're having beetroot, don't throw away the leaves. Chop them up, mix them into your morojo, into your greens. The mindset again, is changing the mindset. So what we've done with this one is that we added, we made
seeds. Just mix it up a bit.
So the taste tastes like my traditional morogo that my grandmother used to make. But instead of nuts, what I've added is I've added sunflower seeds. And I've cooked it with sunflower seeds. And so it's almost like a risotto type of consistency, but it's delicious. It's got all the nutrients in there, and you're eating more seeds, because seeds are very good for you. You need to eat more seeds for fiber, for your digestion. And so plant-based, the plant-based meals actually are good for you. They're good for your gut. They're good for your health. And they don't have to be boring.
And you're not saying get rid of meat entirely.
No, because that's not sustainable.
Exactly.
That's really not sustainable. And sustainability means that people can actually adopt that and keep it. Because you don't want a situation when people feel like they're being deprived, then they eat it, you know. If it's like, don't eat that, that's all you're going to be thinking about eating. So, so if you can see here, so the plate here is the grains that they talk about, the 30% grains, and here we've got sorghum. And our sorghum, we've turned it into a tabbouleh, which is veggies, everything that you've got, you know, just to add that flavor. So, and to
I
make
actually
it
thought
healthy.
it was lentils. It looked like lentils to me.
It's actually the sorghum, yes. It is yummy, 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 I promise you. And what we've done is that we've added cowpeas in it to make it a whole meal. So we've got protein, which is the cowpeas, the beans. They add protein, and it's a whole meal. You can eat this and you'll be fine.
And pomegranate.
And pomegranate will give it a nice crunch and a nice freshness. We've added vegetables. We've added fresh herbs in there. We've done a dressing for it. So it's delicious. It's packed with flavor. So again, no blend anything here.
Yeah, no blend. And pomegranate makes it fancy in a way.
Yes,
you always
exactly,
see chefs do that.
Exactly.
You do have fish, though. Tell me about that.
Yes, we've got fish. So again, we're talking sustainability. That's good for the earth and that's good for the humans. So fish, the fish that we've chosen is yellowtail. Again, not all fish is good. You need to go onto the SASI list and see what's green. The green list is what's acceptable for eating. The red list is what's endangered. A lot of the fish that we humans eat, consume, prawns, those type of things, are all endangered because we eat so much of it. So again, it's about finding that sustainability and finding the balance that will actually balance everything else in nature. So we used yellowtail here, and yellowtail it's a local fish, so you can find it in and around South Africa. So perfect. Hake is also another one that it's found in and out. So we still have enough of this.
And not too expensive like salmon.
And not too expensive. That's why. That's for me. I'm like, it needs to be accessible for everybody, because a lot of the plant-based meals and plant-based dishes, people think you have to eat quinoa and all these fancy things, when in actual fact you could just eat sorghum. Sorghum is our natural, it's our quinoa.
I actually need to try that out because I buy quinoa and I know it is crazy expensive. Because you try to get the right proteins in, so you go to the stores and you see these things that are packaged in a nice way, but you don't really know the variety out there.
And if you're looking, if you plant-based and you're looking for protein, beans and pulses, those are your things. That's where you find the protein. We've got Bambara nuts. Bambara nuts, I grew up eating this. My grandmother used to plant them and she'd sell them on the streets, and she used to sell them boiled, almost like boiled nuts on the streets. And these are also been found that they're perfect for the environment, they're perfect for humans because they're packed with protein, but also they're accessible, they're easy, they're cheap to buy and cheap to eat, and you can make all sorts of amazing things with these beans. You can make curries with them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
You're not just saying curries because you're talking to me.
My grandmother's Indian. Hello. So I grew up eating curries. I grew up making curries.
So I watched a documentary that shows that eating veggies only will give an athlete the same amount of protein than eating meat. There's a study that's proved this.
Yes, because if you're eating lentils and beans, the protein is there. You're getting the protein. And here I've got red cabbage. Everybody loves cabbage. So this you can make with red cabbage. You can even make it with normal cabbage. Cabbage costs nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's delicious, and it's just the way you make it. So what I did is I smoked it first. I smoked it with impepo, which is another traditional herb that grows wild in and around South Africa. And normally sangomas use it for praying. It's wild sage. They use it for praying, but it's perfect because it's a herb. It's a healing herb. It's antifungal. It's got all these properties. It's not just for sangomas. You can use it for cooking. So we smoked our cabbage in that. If you taste that cabbage, it's, oh my God, it tastes like heaven. And then we just dressed it with, you can see the white stuff there, that's cheese that we made from cashews. So it's a plant-based cheese, tastes absolutely amazing. If you go off dairy, you would forget that there's no dairy in there because it's so delicious.
It all sounds very amazing. How do people actually get your recipes?
Okay, so they can follow me on Instagram as Mokgadi Itsweng. They can follow me on Facebook. I'm Chef Mokgadi, and I talk about the plate. This is all I talk about. I put on recipes, plant-based recipes, and they can go on my blog, thekitchenmarta.blogspot.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Great
you can
stuff.
really follow and just try and just do more plant-based.
Thanks.